Center. Overall, the bond election is a long-term comprehensive plan to manage the fast growth of our student population. A commitment to sound financial management, along with growth in the overall tax base, will allow the proposed projects to be completed while maintaining the current tax rate. That means this bond will result in no property tax rate increase. Early voting takes place from Monday, April 24th to Tuesday, May 2nd. Election Day is Saturday, May 6th. Voters will have the opportunity to vote on Propositions A, B, and C, and do not have to choose between the three. Please contact us if you have any questions or need more information, or visit crowleyisdtx.org/bond23 to learn more.
Hey, Dad. You said the cameras are good? Okay, cool.
All right, so good afternoon, good evening, Crowley ISD families. I know that we all are joined here tonight, but we're joined here tonight by a lot of folks, and also in the cyberspace. I know we have a lot of people as well. Again, thank you all for showing up tonight to find out a little bit more about Crowley ISD, our bond election that we have coming up here on May 6th, and really the exciting things that we have going in Crowley ISD. You know, I want to just start off just by sharing that our mission in Crowley ISD is to ensure all of our students receive excellence in education so that they can achieve their full potential. And so when we're talking about students achieving their full potential, what we really mean is that we want to make sure that they're able to leave our high schools with a high school diploma, but even more than that, with choices and opportunities. And we also know that in providing kids high quality experiences, we also have to make sure they're educated in facilities that allow that to happen. And so what I'd like to do tonight is give you a chance to hear a little bit more about our bond election, about the long range plan. I want to just tell you that this was a plan that was created by over 40 of our community members. They met over a course of about a year and really kind of had some conversations about what we wanted from Crowley, from the city of Crowley and actually the school district of Crowley ISD, which is actually 55 square miles. They had the opportunity to talk about what they wanted over the next 10, 15 years. And so you'll hear tonight some of the plans that we have, and so we're definitely excited about sharing this with you. We also will provide an opportunity for you to ask us any questions. We want to make sure that you are an informed voter and that you're engaged in the process so that we can really provide high quality experiences for our students. So let's look at this video.
Driving through Crowley ISD, it's hard to miss the new rooftops, new businesses, and economic development projects meeting the needs of our growing community. Hundreds of new families are choosing Crowley ISD for its desirable location, commitment to diversity, and academic success. To put it simply, Crowley ISD is growing in both size and opportunities for students. Excitement and energy fill our schools as more students explore their passions with a laser focus on excellence in academics, arts, athletics, and real-world applications. Today, Crowley ISD serves nearly 17,000 students. With over 22,000 planned residential lots, the district is projected to exceed 20,000 students by 2028. After successful completion of all 2007 bond projects, the district secured an updated demographic report, a new facility condition study, and campus capacity reports. As a result, the Board of Trustees commissioned a long-range facility planning committee to study the data and collaborate on the best ways to serve current and future students. This past fall, a committee of passionate parents, grandparents, educators, business leaders, taxpayers, and most importantly, students met to analyze the most urgent needs of our district. They studied current facilities, reviewed demographics, dove into district finances, and considered ways to best prepare for growth. In the end, the Long-Range Facility Planning Committee recommended a comprehensive bond package to serve a growing student body. The Board of Trustees accepted the recommendation and called a May bond that includes 3 propositions. If approved, the bond package will help manage the growth in student enrollment, maintain and improve safety and security district-wide, and will impact every student at every school within Crowley ISD. In Proposition A, voters will find 3 new elementary schools, 1 new middle school, a replacement campus at Crowley High School, a new Crowley Collegiate Academy P-Tech Global Prep Facility, renovations to the Bill R. Johnson Career and Technical Education Center, a student support hub and family resource center to include all alternative education programs, a new satellite transportation facility, district-wide facility additions and renovations, and technology infrastructure designed to improve the district's network speed, reliability, and security. In a separate Proposition B, voters will find an inclusive outdoor learning center designed for children with special needs, as well as a track and field complex. And finally, Proposition C includes 2 projects: a new performing arts center for district and community use, and an innovative learning center. Overall, the bond election is a long-term comprehensive plan to manage the fast growth of our student population. A commitment to sound financial management, along with growth in the overall tax base, will allow the proposed projects to be completed while maintaining the current tax rate. That means this bond will result in no property tax rate increase. Early voting takes place from Monday, April 24th to Tuesday, May 2nd. Election Day is Saturday, May 6th. Voters will have the opportunity to vote on Propositions A, B, and C, and do not have to choose between the 3. Please contact us if you have any questions or need more information, or visit crowleyisdtx.org/bond23 to learn more.
All right. Well, thank you all for just watching that short video. We also have several other videos that will give you more information on our website. So please feel free to go to our website to get more information and also leave questions, and we can actually respond to those questions on the website. But also tonight, we want to take the opportunity to do that as well. I also want to stop, before I go too far, and just really thank the committee that put this bond package together. This committee was made up of community members, as I mentioned, and it is a comprehensive plan, as you saw on the video, that will address 8 schools, and every school in our, 8 new schools, and then every school within our district will be impacted in some form or fashion. So we're definitely excited about that. But before I go too much further, what I like to do is bring 2 of our current elected officials up to kind of just share with you their perspective as it relates to this long-range plan and just anything they'd like to share about the bond. And we'll start with Mr. Darrell Davis, who is one of our current trustees and is doing an outstanding job at really helping us to really prepare for the future. Mr. Davis.
Well, good evening, Crowley ISD. Thank you, Dr. McFarland, just for this opportunity to be acknowledged and to just share with those who are in attendance, whether in person or virtually. As you saw from the video, there are some great things that are going on in Crowley ISD. We are proud of the leaps and the bounds that our district has grown, not just via our population and numerically, but also academically. There are some great things that are happening in our schools. All of our elementary campuses are either A or B rated schools, as well as our high schools. And so we are proud of the progress that we've made, even post-pandemic. And as a result of Crowley being such a growing district, even in terms of academics, it has created so much growth in our area. And so as you saw just from the video, there are so many things that are going great in our district that people are flocking here as quickly as they can. They may not have originated in Crowley or in Crowley ISD, but they got here as quickly as they could. And as a result of that, we have some needs that have to be met. And so this bond is an opportunity to maximize the capacity that we have to meet the needs of our students. And so every single student, every single school is going to be affected if this bond passes. And so we are at a really pivotal time here in our district. It's an exciting time, but it is pivotal because we have to now begin to make preparations for what is to come just a few years down the line. We'll be at 20,000 students by 2028. And if you, like me, realize it, time is flying by. And as a result of that, 2028 will be here before we even know it. So we've got to make the necessary hard decisions right now to ensure that not only our present students, but even those students to come have the opportunity to excel here in Crowley ISD. So again, thank you all so much just for the opportunity of coming to share with you. And we are excited just to be able to share whatever information is plaguing your mind. We want to be able to answer those questions on tonight. So thank you for being here, and thank you for the opportunity to share with you.
All right, definitely thank you, Mr. Davis, for your service first of all, but also just for being willing to step forward and lead. So we appreciate your leadership as well. we now will call up Miss June Davis, who's been on our board for quite some time, and Ms. Davis has really been able to see the majority of the growth that has occurred in Crowley ISD. She's been able to see a lot of it. So, Ms. Davis, why don't you give us some words and just reflections on where we are?
Okay, good evening. Thank you again for being here and for tuning in. And at the risk of sounding redundant, because Mr. Davis said it all and then it's going to be on the video, what I want to share with you this evening is what our intent and our efforts are by being here tonight. We want you to be informed when it comes to voting for the propositions A, B, and C. So you will learn tonight what is included in those propositions because, again, we like informed voters. If you don't remember anything else tonight, remember these two things. One, every student will benefit, and two, most importantly, no tax increase. And that bears saying again, no tax increase. So if you're going to hear a lot of information tonight, but that's the one important thing we want you to remember. And as Dr. McFarland said, I have been, and again, we want to be proactive. We don't want to have a lot of students here and don't have any schools for them. So this, again, is our attempt to try to get out in front of the growth, and our demographer has told us that we're going to be at 20,000 students in 2028, like Mr. Davis said. So again, thank you for tuning in, and thank you for being here, and remember, zero tax increase.
Thank you, Ms. Davis, and that is definitely something for us to really emphasize. Again, you know, it doesn't take long for you to drive around our community and see the impact that growth is having. When you drive around these different roads, you see in places where you used to see longhorn cattle and other pastures. Now you see roads being cut, and I see these little wooden sticks with the orange flags on them, which tells me that home is coming real soon. And so what we know is when homes come, we know students come with them as well. We want to prepare for them. We want to be ahead of the game. We want to prepare for that. I want to just kind of share you a couple slides, and then we'll start taking some questions. And then at the end, I know many of you all are interested in knowing how you can actually support us with really getting the vote out and really support this effort. And so we have Mr. Ryan Ray, who is a former board member, but also a member of the PAC that will share with you ways that you can get involved if you like to get involved with this effort. So we want to share with you a couple slides just quickly, just to kind of summarize. And as you mentioned, there are three. As you heard Ms. Davis mention, there are really three propositions. But I want to just capture the total content of the bond package, and then I'll talk about each proposition, and then we'll wrap up. So really, there are 8 new schools. Now that's actually 5 new schools. It's a middle school, 3 elementary schools, a new CCA, which is our Crowley Collegiate Academy, our early college, a new building for those students. We also will have a new Fine and Performing Arts Center, and around that center will be classrooms and really a school designed for students that are either fine arts inclined or students that are interested in getting certification in digital technology and digital media. So we're excited about that opportunity with our Fine and Performing Arts Center. We also have safety and security upgrades at every school within our district. We know that safety is critical right now, and we know that we can never do too much for safety, and we think with this bond will help us to really make sure that all of our campuses are as safe as they possibly can be. Again, also an inclusive outdoor learning center. One of the things is that when we were designing this plan, we wanted to make sure that all of our students were being addressed in some form or fashion. And then we realized that our students with disabilities, oftentimes, we oftentimes make facilities accessible for them, but we wanted to actually design the facility for them. And so that's different. And we really are excited about being able to design an outdoor learning center for our students and their families with disabilities. And then again, we're just excited about the fact of being able to have an outdoor track facility, which will allow us to really develop and continue to develop our athletic program as well. So we're excited about, again, this total package. As Ms. Davis mentioned, there are 3 propositions. And it's important for you all to know that you you can vote for, and you can vote for all three different propositions if you see that that is something that you choose to do. Proposition 1 is just dealing with the school building and all the things related to the school building. Proposition 2 is actually dealing with the outdoor learning center, the outdoor inclusive learning center and the track and field complex. And then Proposition 3, again, is dealing with the Fine and Performing Arts Center. So we're excited about those three propositions. We feel like that these facilities upgrades will meet our needs for the next 10 years at least, and we can do all of this with no increase to the taxes. So we're excited about that. So again, our 6 summary points would be, number 1, there's a community-driven plan. You've heard that. Safety and security upgrades, you've heard us say that. This will address our enrollment, which will be 20,000 by 2028. And then again, because we have engaged in financial stewardship, we'll be able to maintain a 0 tax rate increase. We're excited about that. And again, we feel like this will prepare us for the future. Again, thank you all for just sharing some of the time you shared with us tonight. We now will open it up for questions, and then after the questions, we'll come back and give you information about how you can be engaged. Ms. Tandy. All right. So good question. His question was, what is the plan and timeline for Crowley High School? Excuse me. With Crowley High, what we anticipate doing is that we will rebuild Crowley High on the site Crowley High currently is located. And so the plan would be, if the bond or once the bond is passed, then we would go into the design phase. Normally for that high school, the design will take anywhere from 8 to 10 months. And then after that, we go into construction. So realistically, we're about it'll take about 36 months for construction and also being able to do all the necessary other design processes that we need to do. We have to account for possible issues with logistics, and so we're working through those things, but our goal would be to start design immediately and then understand that the process to build a high school will actually take anywhere from 24 months, possibly up to 36 months.
We know that safety and security is important to the families here in Crowley ISD. Can you talk a little bit more about the safety and security measures that will be included in the bond package?
Great question about the safety and security measures. Absolutely. So many of our schools, when we actually originally built our schools were oftentimes, when they were back several years ago, they were built to be community schools. And so we built the schools so that they would welcome the community. We had playgrounds that were accessible to the community. We had doors all around the buildings. We had windows all around the buildings. That was really the appropriate thing to do several years ago. Well, what we know now is things have changed. What we know is that it's important for us to make sure that our playgrounds are protected, that we have fencing around all of our playgrounds, that we make sure that we have the right kind of windows and the right kind of entrances into our buildings. And we've done that. We've upgraded a lot of that. We also know that there are devices now that can give us messages when windows are open, when doors are open, when things are left unshut, or things are left shut, doors are left unclosed. And so we know there are tools that we can use for that. When we look at safety, all of these things will be considered. We also know that right now we have a police department, and the board had the vision and foresight several years ago to bring a police department on. But the other thing that they did is last year, before Uvalde, they actually commissioned a very intensive safety audit. And with that safety audit, we have a series of things that are in that audit that we need to address. And we believe that with the passage of this bond, that will allow us to address those items.
You talk about the growth, paying for and not having to raise the tax rate. Can you explain what happens if for some reason the housing crashes or the development stops or the growth stops? What does that look like, and how does the district move forward?
Great question. And so what happens is the way the financing works is we can only issue, which means that we can only go out for the amount of loans through the bond that we can actually afford based on the local economy. So if the local growth stops or if the growth slows down, then we wouldn't be allowed to actually go out and issue those bonds. However, the plan that we have right now, will allow us to issue. We have enough growth and capacity right now to issue the entire amount of the bonds, and so that will not be a case. We don't have to issue them though if we don't need them. We do have the authorization to do it if we need them at this point. So yeah, so the state requires us, if we're going to have any proposition within a bond project, if there's a proposition where it involves an athletic facility or a fine arts facility, it must be presented as a separate item outside of the school and the improvements and all that. And so athletic facilities, fine arts facilities have to be listed as separate items.
Learning Center, is that available just for special ed families, or is that going to be something that's available to all families in the district?
It actually will be available for all families in the district. It will be designed for families with special needs. During the school day, it's reserved for Crowley ISD students, Crowley ISD families. Outside the school day, it's available for our community.
Last one. There's not a third high school on this bond package. Is that something we see coming soon to the district, or what does it look like getting a third high school in Crowley ISD?
So yeah, that's a great question too. And we considered the team, the committee considered the third high school option. And what the team decided is that we would purchase the property for a third high school, or we'll put the funding. They put the funding in the plan to purchase the property for a third high school. However, with the modifications that we're making to the Bill R. Johnson Center, the expansion or the building of the CCA, Crowley Collegiate Academy, and the building of the new Crowley High School with enough space for growth, we felt like that would delay us needing a third high school for possibly 10 years. However, we know we need the property, and so we are purchasing the property. We'll be purchasing the property with the current bond. However, actually building a new school would require something different 10 years from now. All right, any other questions? All right, so I'm going to ask Mr. Ryan Ray to come up. Mr. Ray, again, was also a board member, a former board member, and has provided awesome leadership and services for our district. He currently is a member of the PAC, and I'll allow him to speak to you from the Political Action Committee. Mr. Ray.
Hi. So as Dr. McFarland said, Ryan Ray is on the board for 10 years and recently retired. Live right down the road from here for Longhorn Trail, right at the edge of kind of the existing, it's all that farmland, or used to be farmland, where they've building lot after lot. And for those of us that live right there, you can look out your front door and see thousands and thousands of future lots. Anybody that lives on the southwest side of the district, we have more buildable land in Crowley ISD that's either being built on or than pretty much any other school district in Tarrant or Dallas counties. So there's no question that we need this bond. And the role of the PAC is the school district can inform about the bond, but the PAC can actually support getting people to vote yes for the bond. And that's what we're here, and that's why I'm here, because we need this bond to pass. The schools are coming, or the kids are coming, one way or the other. So we got to have the schools to put them in, and we've got to update some of the schools that we've got that have needed updating for a while. So it's the time to do it. The PAC is Vote for Crowley ISD. The website is simply voteforcrowleyisd.com. We'll be out at the polls on early voting on election day. So anybody interested in volunteering to help talk to voters at the polls, we'd love you to come on and volunteer. Sign up at voteforcrowleyisd.com. We've got signs and materials, and if anybody would like to ask any questions, and of course, reach out to us. And I think that'll do it. I'd encourage everyone to vote for all three propositions. Thank you.
For your attorney Ray for your continued service and your leadership. Again, definitely check with him at the website he mentioned if you all want to be engaged. And so what we want to do now is just kind of wrap up. I want to share with you the voting locations. So it's important that early voting actually starts on Monday. Early voting starts on Monday, April 24th, and it actually runs from April 24th until May 2nd. Again, early voting locations. One is actually right down the road at BRJ. So that's an early voting location. It's really convenient if you live in this side of the on this side of the district. Also, North Crowley High School is also a voting location. So we want to make sure that if you have the opportunity to vote early, we encourage you to vote early. We encourage you to share with your neighbors that an election is going on if they don't know about it. And also make sure you encourage them to go out and vote as well. Again, Election Day starts on Monday, and the last day for early voting is actually May 2nd. The voting day, or the regular voting day, regular election day, is actually May 6th, which is the Saturday. We have voting sites you can see there in the district. There are several others, but these are the sites that are within Crowley ISD. And so what we hope is that you find a convenient voting location, that you go vote early, and that you encourage other people to vote. Again, the thing that makes our democracy successful, that makes our democracy work, makes our government work, is that people, you all exercise your right to vote. You tell us what it is you want for your community, for your schools, for your children, and what we will do is implement those wishes. Again, thank you all for listening tonight. I want to acknowledge we have our board president. I know she's been in multiple places. We have actually 8 sessions going tonight, and so we definitely appreciate the effort that all of the board members are making to be present. And so I want to give the board president an opportunity if she'd like to greet the group. All right. Thank you, Madam President, for being here. Again, thank you all for showing up tonight. Thank you all for logging in online. Be sure to go on our website. Our website, we have several videos that will give you more information. We also will be sending home mailers to give you more information. And again, we stand ready to respond to your question. We simply want you to vote. Early voting May 24th, ends May 2nd. Election Day May 6th. See you soon. Have a good night.